veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no, I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la 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 la, la 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 la, oh, oh, and I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no, I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la 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 la, la 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 la. I've been driving this train, years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no, I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la 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 la, la 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 la, oh, oh, and I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no, I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la 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 la, la 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 la. veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no, I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 oh, oh, and I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no, I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 oh, oh, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no, I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 oh, oh, and I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no, I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 oh, oh, la, 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 veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la. And I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la. I've been driving this train.
Yes, good people, big up to all of you. I appreciate you all once again for finding the time to be with me on this particular edition of the Blue Morning Show. And today we're here to look at the Chelsea's loss against Liverpool at Anfield. And you could argue we were robbed for multitude, not maybe some reasons, but we're here to discuss the game. More importantly, lots of positives. You could say the progress we're making under Enzo Maresca is immense. And believe me, my confidence in this team is growing more and more and more by each game, because we could have won that game. We were on them for sustained period of time, but couldn't make the most of the chances that we created at the time. But I'm happy with the progress, not happy with the officiating as usual. It's a Chelsea thing. We do well, and then we'll have the referee do one thing or the other to rob us of a very good performance. But without wasting much of your time, I'll start uh, listening to what you have to say there. And my bro and friend is in the house, Constantine Dunn. Big up to you, brother. I do hope you're doing well, and I appreciate you finding the time to be in the chat. At least I know your boy is keeping you busy, and I'm happy that's the case. It simply shows, yeah, that he's healthy. And believe me, I'm a first-hand witness of how busy you can be with one boy. I have three already, but even with three, it's still not experienced enough. But that's, by the way, Dante, nice to see you, and big up to you too, brother. Big up, nice to see you there. And a lot of people, Mr. Lejude, the CEO of Chelsea FC Jingles, my bro, I owe you a call, but I know we're not kids anymore. You understand, bills don't pay themselves, and there are multitude of reasons why I haven't given you a call. I know you know we've spoken behind at the scenes, but nice to see you there. We are big up to you. More importantly, Maya Fawale, a regular. Lavia and Casado accomplished each other. Okay, I'm just going to read what you have on the screen there. And Sancho should have had a penalty. I think I agree. We'll get to that in a bit. We'll talk a lot more about it as the show progresses. And here's what we're going to do today. We will go into the game, talk about it, look at the numbers of some players. And by the way, Casado was just brilliant. And as usual, as good as Sanchez was, you could argue, he made a few mistakes. I think it's become a repeat and reoccurring stuff for him to make one mistake or the other every day. That was crazy, really. But Jay, nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well. And the captain is in the house. I've said hello to him already. And we have Mark. Okay, graphic user interface. Mark G. Nice to see you there. I do hope you're doing well. I appreciate you. And that's Brianna Yahayu. If Poch the notices saw chances, saw that scientists do not fit in his approach, how can Maresca not say it? Poch out scientists out. I think I'm one of those that I do have a strong belief that eventually that what's his name? Philip Jorgensen will become our number one goalkeeper. I think he's a much better shot stopper, much better on the ball. But I don't think it just makes sense to just drop Sanchez like that. I think let Philip Jorgensen work for it. Once it comes in, you could argue he's ready in. But yesterday he wasn't even available. I learned he was injured. I didn't even know until the pregame show. Does anyone know Sanchez's rating on FIFA? I do not know. I haven't actually played FIFA for 1,000 years. Probably because of how busy I've been, but I think I have to start again. Does anyone know Sanchez's rating? We've read that one. Thank God. I thought you were about to say Marco Correa. I didn't say Marco Correa, but that's fine anyway. Dante, big up to you. I appreciate you finding the time to join me this particular morning. I do hope you're doing well. How are you doing, man? It's been a minute. Let me put it
I'm
that
good,
way.
coach. I'm good. Hope you've been well. Welcome back. Good to see you back
Yeah,
again.
hopefully you've improved on your discipline.
Yeah, well, you've kept going. You've had the 10-minute countdown, and you went 2 or 3 minutes over as usual. So yeah, you're very consistent. So that's good.
All right, people, keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes to go a long way. Dante, what a game that was yesterday. We did very well, even a lot better than I expected, and I learned a lot. I think we knew again. His modus operandi never approach every game the same way, and I think we did see that yesterday. We Liverpool, I think, had we been clinical, I think we win that game by at least 3 goals to 2. That's just my opinion anyway, because
Mhm.
we were on them. You can say for majority of the first half the game didn't change less. I think at least 20 minutes plus we were on them. In my opinion, we played very well. They were defending deep, and we had chances. There was one. The mistake was from their goalkeeper. We didn't capitalize on that. It wasn't Palmer's day. I think this is, you could say, the only bad game I remember he's had as a Chelsea player. I know there was one where he missed. You could say hat trick. You could argue, but yesterday I was impressed. Honestly, it was that sort of game. Even though we lost, it wouldn't make sense to complain. It just the only thing that makes sense is just to look at the game and say, okay, how can we become even better? And I know we'll get there. I think we proved that actually, even our midfield. A lot of people were saying how the Dutch international Ryan Gravenberch, how he was going to smoke Moses Casoda and everybody. He was barely seen. At least, let's say, let's be honest, during the start of the game. But Dante, let's get your review of the game, the positives, the negatives, and how you feel overall about the game. And if you can go still straight up going to whether we were robbed, I think we were robbed. Because if Liverpool got the penalty for that incident with Colwell, we should have gotten one for that incident with Sancho. But let's hear you, Dante.
Yeah, big up to everyone in the chat as well. Hope everyone's been good. Yeah, look, ugh, but yeah, very close to it. We definitely played really well. Not many teams go to Anfield and dominate a lot of the possession and play really put him on the back foot a second half. Did amazingly well. It's a shame, and I'm very disappointed that we didn't get at least a point. We deserved at least a point in that game. I would have been okay with the point. Losing to lose. Like you say, yeah, we should have had the penalty. If that Jones penalty, if that was a penalty, then the Sancho one was a clear penalty. To add on top of that, the
You
Jones
could say
one,
even the Sancho one, even more so,
even more.
because
Yeah,
it
yeah.
was deliberate. It wasn't accidental.
Look, he
He
turned
knew.
he turned
Mhm.
Trent inside out. He turned him inside out. Trent just stood on his foot and ankle, sort of half foot, half ankle, stood on it, he went down pretty. He actually was a little bit hurt
Mhm.
from it because that hurts the most when you get stood on like that. And yeah, look, should have been a penalty. Even the Jones, that should not have been a goal. If VAR actually did their job and looked, that should not have been a goal because he controlled. Salah played that ball in. He hit him on the arm, and that's how he controlled the ball. Now, in the letter of the law, that's a handball. You cannot gain advantage when he after he hits the arm, no matter how close, how far. If he hits the ball, if it's your arm, and you gain advantage from that, which he did, that should be a straight handball. I don't know if you saw that one, Coach, but
Yeah, I
that's
did see it.
pretty
Yeah.
obvious. That one, that's a
Mhm.
blatant one, and the VAR completely missed it. Didn't even look at it. So that was another big blunder. So you can say that the penalty, and then when he controlled the ball as well for the penalty, both occasions they shouldn't have stood. So yeah, in that case, we were robbed by the VAR, in my opinion. Yeah. Um, on the actual game, I think we played better than Liverpool overall, in my opinion. I see a lot of
We
people
did
out there
really.
saying,
I know if you look at XG, we didn't get up to one, but they got up to one
no,
point. But overall, XG can be deceiving. Eye test says, yeah, we were the better side actually. I think tactically
yeah,
we were better than them, but just didn't take our chances. The few chances we had. But go ahead.
yeah, we didn't create enough chances. That's probably one of the criticisms.
Yeah,
We
we
didn't,
didn't create enough.
yeah,
Yeah.
we didn't create enough. We didn't shoot enough. We only had 2 shots on target, so we didn't really shoot. We didn't test the keeper as much as we should. Um, yeah, a couple of misses. Palmer, he had two actually really good chances. The one he two chances he normally buries, especially that one where
I
he
think
just curled
one
it.
was
That
from the
was an easy
situation
shot.
where the goalkeeper misplaced the pass, right?
Yeah, 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 and he hit it. Yeah, a couple. So he had two really good chances, and normally he'll put those away. That's easy for him. That's easy for
Would you
him.
say he was
If he's
tired?
sorry.
Would you say Palmer was tired?
No, I don't think he was tired. It's just one of those. He just wasn't that on. And look, people are criticizing him so much, but hey, he's very consistent. He doesn't have many bad
He's
games.
human. He's human.
He's human. He's gonna have a bad game. Maybe he had a bad day. He had a bad the night before. Maybe it was like you said. There's so many factors. He didn't do well. We didn't do well. But that's why we've got 11 players. The other players have to step up. So, and the other players did step up. The midfield was amazing. I think Caicedo, Lavia coming in did an amazing job. Beat the press, strong on the ball, amazingly. He did
I
amazingly
mean,
well.
we've
Lavia,
always
Caicedo
known
blocked.
it that again he's you can say he trumps everyone else in that aspect of the game, beating the press and everything.
And
All the
yeah,
midfielders we have currently in our team, he's better at beating the
yeah.
press, more defensively sound, reads the game better. But it remains to be seen what others can do better than maybe Enzo Fernandez' vision, clearly. But go ahead.
Yeah, it was a bit more defensive because of that, because they both played as DMs, so they both stayed back more. Like
So
if
would you say
Enzo
that
was
was
there,
why we
when
didn't create too many chances?
correct, yes, yes, but I think that was deliberate from Maresca. He wanted to just be defensively solid and not give up, not too much opportunity, have more of the ball possession, and not give much opportunity to Liverpool. And we actually did that. Liverpool didn't have that many really good chances. They did okay. They had a pretty good game. They had a good structure and stuff like that, but they didn't create that much. They really didn't test our keeper that much either.
In all honesty, you could argue the first 15 minutes they were panicking, but we didn't capitalize on that. Liverpool looked
Yeah.
very shaky when we were persistently on them. They looked very shaky, but we didn't score. But go ahead. We're still listening to
Yeah.
your review, Dante.
Shaky. They're a bit because they were trying to press us quite well, but we were passing the ball really, really well. Colwell did a couple of great passes, and a couple, one or two. Didn't have the best game. Probably I see a lot of people giving him a lot of flack for his game. Had a horrible game. Didn't have a horrible game. He had a good game. He didn't many errors. He was solid defensively. Was it his best game? No, but hey,
Look,
that's a lot of pressure for
we're Chelsea. We're Chelsea fans. So
there was a
if a
lot of
player
pressure
makes
for him
one
away to
mistake,
Liverpool coming in, yeah, and
yeah,
starting his first, Premier League game day. So that was a lot of pressure, but he still did very well. So that challenge was good. I think he had to make that challenge because then the player probably would have been through and probably scored. So I'm actually happy he made that challenge and yes, it was a yellow, it was not a red because Colwell was right behind him. and the actual contact started right on the halfway line. So they couldn't have given him a red, because once contact starts before, like on the halfway line, and then goes across, it doesn't matter. It cannot be a red. So VAR knew that straight away. Thank God they didn't give a red.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was
Because
definitely
usually
yellow.
when they make a decision, usually it's difficult to turn it around, to change
Yeah,
their mind.
by the letter of the law, they looked at it very quickly and like gave him a yellow. It didn't look because the
Just give me
contact
1 minute.
occurred.
Just know where you stopped. I think you're on the just overall. You're discussing the overall incidents that
Yeah,
took place during the game. Let me just catch up with a few of what we have in the chat, so it doesn't
go
grow
for it.
too much, if you don't mind. I know you're rusted too. You know, lack of
Yeah,
discipline is a
I've been
huge
rusty.
issue.
Yeah, 7 days
Learn
off.
to.
How many days off did you have, Coach?
Sorry.
How many days did you have off?
Do you think
Do you
I had
remember? Did
off
you count?
this? I didn't take off really, but I think you know. You're just trying to put me on the spot. To be good. Big up to you, my bro. Appreciate you finding the time to join the show. The only nice guy, probably the only guy that remembered my birthday. Him and Liam Lane are were the two people, and I said I wasn't going to talk about it. It was only Tobejo and Liam Lane that remembered that my birthday was October 4th. And I'm not the sort of person that usually go, woohoo, it's my birthday today, like as if I'm begging for people to say happy birthday to me. But Tobejo remembered, and Liam Lane remembered, somebody I haven't spoken with for 1,000 years, but we've always been close. And Dante, I've always known he's not a nice person, so didn't remember. So that I didn't care that much about him. Not
I
remembering.
purposely left. Yeah, it was on
Yeah,
purpose,
right.
Coach. I didn't remember on purpose.
All right, the Sancho penalty would have made us level. I could not watch the game, but I still sure would do. I wasn't sure what was going to happen to the game, even though after looking at the number and realizing we scored a lot more goals than them, but I still didn't, because I listen. This is a game that numbers don't really tell you what's going to happen. They give you a good idea of what the potential outcome of a game would be, but you just cannot script football. Had I gone through the numbers and took my time to look at it, I would have said, yeah, Chelsea will edge it by a goal. But still, you can't script football. But Tobejo, nice to see you. More importantly, my bro, people, let's get the likes up. Whenever we stream in this format, usually the likes don't grow, but the views a lot. Maybe that's because the growth of the channel, you can say, uh, vertical videos. You can say drives the growth of the channel more than the live shows. So that's why whenever we stream in this format, we get a lot of views, but not a lot of likes, because people don't know how to find the like button. Just press and hold your screen for just about a second. The like, dislike, and comment options will come up. So do whatever you want to do there. Would really appreciate that. So thank you, people. We have Jude, my bro, said, Coach, were you surprised that James has started? I'm wondering why people did not see it coming. I'd have to be honest, I didn't see it coming, but the moment it happened, I realized that maybe the manager just we didn't, maybe he's been available for a while, but we didn't just want to, you can say, risk too much by prematurely involving him and again getting him involved in games. So I wasn't too surprised. No, I was surprised he started, but not too surprised, because I was thinking Renato Vega was start in the left back position, while Malo Gusto, yeah, traditionally starts as right back, and that didn't happen. But I'll have Dante speak about that in a bit before he continues. Probably I'll get him confused for skipping that. He probably will forget where he stopped with his review. Dante, the new Echo Man. Dante is not the Echo Man. If anything, he has a Walmart level internet connection, which looks better today, actually. What are your thoughts about it? Seems a question for you. And we have Markin New, my bro. I appreciate you finding the time to join the show. And if you want to join the panel, hit me up on Twitter. I'll send you the link. Big up to you too, my bro. Always nice to see you. Lavia and Moses were fantastic, both. But we did miss Enzo. Enzo, I get it, he's not a 10, but whenever he's on the pitch, he can create chances from deeper positions and all that, and he can help us control games even better. But yeah, we have a deep squad. Whoever starts, I'm confident we'll do well. Let me just leave it at that. Big up to you, Rain. Rain, nice to see you. What else do we have here? Tobe Hussein here. Yeah, please don't make it. Then I don't have my umbrella. Up big Ty, up big Ty is making good progress, and I'm happy for him. Let's come back to you. Did you see Jude's CFC Jingle's comment here? Uh, Dante, were you surprised to see Reece James on the pitch starting for us in that game?
Yeah, a little bit. A little bit. I thought, like you said, Vega will probably start on the left. But look, obviously, Maresca had a
And
game plan.
if I had the opportunity, I'd bet on that before that game.
Yeah, look, I was worried about Vega on Salah as well. So he obviously looked at a lot of tape, a lot of film, and he was worried about that too. So he's put Gusto to stick really close to Mo
Did you see how
Salah.
many games? Sorry, I'm sorry for calling you. Did you see how many games he watched according to the media? I think 30 plus. I can't quite remember, but go ahead.
He's a bit obsessive when it comes to that. But hey, that's what you want, and that's what these players need. It's perfect. I don't mind that they need a micromanager like that. He needs to get in their heads and drill it in there and make sure that they know. So look, it obviously was a tactical decision. We saw and we did see him really up close onto Salah, always right there on his heel. Salah still had a couple of okay chances, but overall he did pretty well, especially in the when he swapped. Yeah, he did very well after that. So look, it worked. It did work pretty well. Like I said, Salah had a couple of obviously the assist for the goal and the penalty, but overall he did pretty good job on Salah. He didn't create much really, to be honest, overall. So he actually shut him down pretty well. So it was a tactical move. So
I don't think a lot of people give Amala Gusto credit for how good he can be defensively.
the problem is, and I saw a lot of people give him criticism that he was horrible going forward in this game, but that was not his role in this game. And I keep going back to this: he's not a good player going forward on the left. He hasn't got the left foot for that. He just doesn't. And you saw,
Yeah, did you see that beautiful cross?
yeah, that's what I'm saying. And I kept saying this for a long time. He's not going to give you anything attacking wise on the left, but he wasn't put that there. That was his only cross, his only real, every time he did make some runs, he had to cut back and go back because he knew he can't whip those balls in at pace with his left foot. He just can't. It's not his strength. It's not his foot. But defensively, he did a pretty sound job overall. He kept
Yeah, he was
Salah
sound.
pretty quiet overall.
Yeah, he was sound.
Yeah,
I think his thing, that kid, he's a very good player, and I'm glad he's able to play on the left or on the right. Either way, even I think he can play centrally. I think it was Ty that talked about the fact that he can play as a right center midfield before he joined. When we were on the verge of getting the deal done. When we discussed him during one of the shows, and Ty talked about his versatility, I think it's an excellent signing for us, and will make it. You could say the management of Reece James' game time, it will make it easier because even if as long as he's on the pitch, I think he does a good enough job, and sometimes you could argue even better job than Reece James can. I get it, and I will not listen to anybody argue otherwise. Why? Because yeah, availability is the best ability. But go ahead with what you were
yeah.
saying, Dante.
Look, back to James. He had a very solid game. He did very well.
But you can
Unfortunately,
still say that he wasn't 100%.
look, he looked very fit. He was passing, whipping balls around, passing with pace,
I mean, match fitness is
uh,
different. If
uh,
you get my point, I think. But go ahead.
or stuff like that. So he was a bit deeper, obviously. So it suited him well. He was on the ball. His passing was amazing. He did everything really well. He had a solid game until, obviously, we know until when, right before he came off. Yeah, he switched off completely, and I think that he saw his coming off. Probably he knew because that was pre-planned. Those subs were pre-planned. That was done before game. That was always going to come off at that 50th minute. So they knew. A lot of people I saw criticizing that as well. I think it was good. He told those players get out there 10 minutes, give it all. Then you know these players are coming in because Lavia had to come off because he hasn't played at all. He would have want him injured again. Plus, like you say, the match fitness, you start breathing a bit heavier. It's yeah. So he had to come off. James had to come off. So I think they were great subs. I think like I said, they were pre-planned. He had to make them. Unfortunately, Reece James, that moment right before he came off, he completely turned off. It was a bad. It was a bit of a schoolboy error what he did, unfortunately, and that really ruined his game, in my opinion. Other than that, he was absolutely very solid for a first game back. He was very, very good.
Let me get a few comment we have in the chat. Then I want to hear from you again. You can say positives and negatives to be more specific. Yep. Taveho, I'm glad you got a chuckle out of that. I'm pleased with a solid performance. Let me see. This just moved up a bit. I'm pleased with a solid performance from a learning, inexperienced, a young team under a new manager who's being a proper team, who's building a proper team out of a squad of individual talent. The project is done. I mean, great progress in my opinion. And remember, Liverpool in 10 games hadn't conceded a single game, but against us, they conceded one. That still gives me, you can say, highlights how much we've improved. In all honesty, I get it, we didn't win, but still a lot of positives for me, in my opinion. And what have I done now, bro? You have to tell me. Well, I see. Reece James was amazing, and yeah, he's not fully fit. Yeah, I'm not saying he played badly. I'm just saying, he's not. Yeah, he's not. Again, imagine what how 100% fit Reece James would do on the pitch. Maybe match fitness is all that is left, but he's fully fit, but not. You could say 100% in terms of match fitness. Yes, then that reminds me of a saying in Nigeria. I don't know whether that is completely relatable, but saying that, look at how Reece James was not fully fit, how well he played. How well do you think he'd play when he's 100%? It's just like an old lady saying, "Look at that small car." It's a Nigerian saying. Look how quick it's running. Or imagine when it becomes bigger, how quick it will run. It's stupid, but you get what the old lady is trying to say there. Big up to you too, Ivy. Nice to see you. I appreciate you for finding the time to join the show. Tolson coming off early for Badia Schiller is not a good sign for him. Shows he did not do well enough in that game. I don't know whether he was overwhelmed. But Houston, these things happen. I still think we need him to be starting games, in my opinion. But if Badiashile can do well enough in his absence, fine. That's the essence of having a deep squad. It's simple as that. If one person doesn't do well, the other person comes in, does an equally good job, or maybe an even better job. And I'm happy for that. So Badiashile is another player I like. But Tosin is a more experienced. Maybe every game doesn't suit him. I think Dante have talked about this at length. If the application is in a way that he's always central, he'd do well. And I think he was central yesterday, in my opinion. Let's see what else we have here. And the blue to forget, my bro is in the house. Always nice to see you. He's another guy that doesn't have discipline, Dante. Just like you, he's learning from you. We only see him once in every blue moon. But bro, you know I'm joking. Big up to you, to Angola Dante, he calls you. Let's see. The funny thing is, Coach, that left wing was crying out for Mudrik. Why wasn't he on the bench? I don't know. Maybe he's injured or the travel, maybe jet lagged or something. I don't know why he wasn't even on the bench. And I know Enzo Maresca is smart enough that had he been available, he'd be on the bench. So I don't know what happened. Maybe
Tactical.
it's not fully fit. I honestly do not know.
Tactical,
Sorry, what were you saying? Sorry?
It was tactical.
It was a tactical thing, but tactical against a very high line, like I think would have smoked them. But
Look,
maybe because we have Pedro Neto, who could have done the same thing.
Yeah, look, he had Sancho and Neto for that position. Obviously, the plan was Palmer to play more and then move to the right. So that you didn't need three players for the left wing. So that's he went for those. That's his decision. That's what he went for.
Okay. Barring the nervous moment with Jota, Tosin was solid. Rest of his minutes, he should definitely get more game time. If he gets more game time, I think he's one of the best defenders we have. He reads the game better than any of them. Better tackler than all our defenders, in my opinion. Let's just stick with the central defenders we have, center backs we have, and I think it's one of the, again, in terms of his passing range, is one of the best, in my opinion. Maybe Badiashile competes with him. Even Colwell is also excellent, has excellent passing range. Let's see. Palmer had a stinker. There's nobody that's above a good benching. He says Trent and Robertson got away with one. Yep. I think we were robbed. Hello to you too, Swedish. In my opinion, I think we were robbed. That's my belief. Dante, just since Jay is here with us, let's hear his overall thought of the game before I come back to you to discuss the positives, um, negatives, the progress so far. For me, not too many negatives, in my opinion. But Jay, thank you for joining us on the panel. I do hope you're doing well. Let's hear your overall thoughts on the game.
Big up, coach. Big up, Dante.
Big up, big
Yeah.
up, big up.
Yeah, big up, Jay.
Look. Yeah, guys. Look. It's actually a little disappointing when you do a lot of things, you work hard, but you have nothing to show at the end. It will always be disappointing. But I am really happy and kind of encouraged with the performance that the performance that we put out there. The young guys, it was always going to be hard, and if we got a point from it, it would have been a great result for us. But I'm not really disappointed on our side. But I'll not say that it was a fluke. It was a fluke by Liverpool, and I'll actually say they deserved it. I think they did their homework really well. I think they doubled down on key players, especially the likes of Palmer, and I think they were really solid in what they were trying to execute. And we did our best. I'll give the praise to our young guys under the atmosphere of Anfield. We all know. Look, I was watching it through television, and still I could feel the pressure and the scary atmosphere that was going on. So these young guys will learn from this and will come back really stronger next year. And I'm really sure that we are going to get these guys are going to get a result when Liverpool will come to our stadium. But overall, I'm not really really sad or being angry or about this result like a really big chunk of population out there of Chelsea fan are. I'm not really pissed about it. But yeah, there were some people who need to be like discussed. Their performances or their maybe individual events literally cost us some of the goals, and I don't really want to like discuss the refereeing and the situation of the umpiring that goes on in the Premier League or the FA to be specific. It is actually really piss poor, and it doesn't really make sense to always discuss it. And it's not only about Chelsea. It's really happens with us a lot of time. But now every other team in the Premier League is getting the taste of it, and to be the league in the world, number one in terms of financial earnings, as well as the superstars that you have in the league and the broadcasting right, everything that when you consider all these things, and then you consider the level of the refereeing, it's actually shambles. That is the only point that I'm really disappointed that some of the decisions were involved in the making of the result that we got out there. But overall, I'm really proud of the boys.
I have to say the lack of consistency from English referees. I think it's concerning, really. It's one thing today, it's another thing tomorrow. Sometimes it just feels like as if they don't go by the book. But go ahead. I don't know. Is that your overall view of the game?
Yeah, coach. I think that was a summary of it. We will discuss more players as we go on through the show.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. But Jay, while I'm still with you, before I continue reading, do you agree with Ty here? What the comment we have on the screen where he says Palmer has had two stinkers back to back, one for club and one for country. I didn't watch
Not
the
really
England's
sure about
game.
this.
You're not too sure, right?
Not about that comment, but I think it wasn't really a case of he had a stinker. I think Liverpool really did their homework really well. They were doubling down. Maybe there was sometimes two or three players, surrounding him, and they gave him absolutely no chance. And yet he had a few moments. He was really close to getting an assist as well as a goal. If you remember, when Curtis Jones actually got the block on him. So even after that poor stinker, he could have got some involvement through G or A. So it was not on. I won't really be quick and saying that he was really poor. Maybe it's sometimes that the opponents know that this is the most informed guy in the whole of league, even in Europe. So they will do their homework. So it was one of those cases for me. I
Here's
don't.
something I want to ask you here. Big players are known to always find a way to make something happen. I know him to be what why we call him ice cold or cold ice palm or whatever you want to put the code, anything that's you can say means cold, or how you can say how his mental that defines his mentality. do you sense that by any measure or to any measure that he was overwhelmed by the size of the occasion, aka us being at Anfield and all that, the crowd and everything? Did you sense anything like that, or do you think he was fine,
Look, on one point, I
or
agree with
just the
you.
opposition targeting him and it worked?
Yeah, I mean, I'm on one point I agree with you that the big players, the ones that are always going to be shine and will have their name in the history of footballing books, they will find their ways. They always do that when you talk about those players to find a way to, get their involvement in the game and somehow clinch the results or 3 points for the team. But we have to consider the age of this guy. He is doing extraordinary things, which is really never, no one has actually imagined that he was going to actually do the things that he's doing right now. So at that age, it's okay to have one of those games. I'm damn sure that in the next 1 or 2 games he will prove himself again. So in this age, it is really normal to have such issues. I'm not really bothered about it.
I mean, it's you could say his age. We have to consider his age, but which is some people at that age also. You could say it's different for every player. But I'm not saying I don't think he had a stinker. I think the team overall did well. I think going by the standard that he set for himself, I think it's just easy to look at how he played and say, yeah, he had a stinker. I wouldn't go to the extent of saying he had a stinker. I just leave it at um wasn't again he didn't perform up to par given the standard he set for himself. That's just my opinion anyway. But yeah, I was thinking maybe was he tired, but no, I refuse. I think it's just you can say so much is expected of him, so it's easy to say yeah he was poor in a particular game. The performance was good. The people, is it the people? Okay, the people who were disappointed were Kukurea and Fofana. We needed Kukurea, although props to Viega, he shut down Salah. Vega, I think, had he started, I wouldn't be concerned. He's good defensively, as good as again. I applaud him for his passing range and vision, but I think defensively he's sound actually even more than Kukurea. And you know I do love Kukurea. Don't tell Jay he's spot on, please. Don't do that. Liverpool were very apprehensive. They were praying for a mistake, and we did not disappoint in that aspect. Look at this guy speaking like he knows ball. Anfield begged the ref for that penalty, especially as he turned down the previous shout. I think that is spot on. I can't believe I'm saying you were spot on. Yep, the mistake was what they begged for. Other than that, we were the better side overall, in my opinion. So, and I can't believe I'm agreeing with Jay either. And kind of saying that the greatest improvement this season is that as a fan, I don't feel nervous watching Maresca's lads out there. Unlike last season, they again were until final whistle. I breathing. I Jack for 90 minutes. I agree. And here's the thing. It was I Dante. Excuse me. It was I Dante and Roger, even under under Porter, the two P's. When we were winning games, we were still arguing, yeah, a lot of issues there, underlying issues, like paper over crack and all that. But this case, I think you could see that, yeah, we're making good progress. What did Dante do to me? Jesus Christ. Okay. Yeah. Let's see what else we have there. I don't know. What is that guy saying there? I don't know. Who's that saying that? And Bluetooth again, if you see anything that anybody deserves to be banned, ban them immediately without wasting time. Whether or not Palmer was marked out, you need to be able to overturn that mark. And Palmer was being one-sided, cutting the ball onto his left foot and passing backwards. Wow. You guys are ready for him to was being unsided. Okay, one-sided. Okay. Let's see. And the Bluetooth game here is saying slot use Slobazar, Robertson and Jones to sever. Okay. To sever to cut the link between Madwick and Palmer. James was too scared to get cut upfield, so he didn't overlap to help out. Yeah, he did overlap quite a lot, and that's a sign that he's not 100% in my opinion. Stinker means below par or unpleasant. This is not an English class. I just Just leave me alone. Coach is checking on the level of facts being spat by beautiful game. Yeah, I think I agree. What was I going to ask you? So Dante, back to you. You were saying something. You're still saying talking about the positives and negatives. I don't know where you were before I cut you off. But before you do that, let's hear from Chelsea Blue. It's been a minute. I do hope you're doing well. Cause sometimes I wish we were loud like other fans. You saw the replay showing Curtis Jones handball before he won the penalty. I get it. They tell you that the shout doesn't usually influence the referee to any measure, but it does. It could. They're humans. They're not machines that are programmed to do certain things, irrespective of whatever pressure you put or whatever command. Let's say for a computer in certain situations, but for humans, the shouts can make a difference, and the fans can make a difference. Yep. So I agree with you. So Dante, I'm coming back to you, bro. Let's hear you.
Yeah, Bobby will be here soon, so he'll be very loud about that Chelsea Blue. So just wait for Bobby to come on. Um, negatives. Okay, are we going into negatives or are we still doing positives? What are we doing? You severed me. I can't
Go
remember.
for
That was so
both.
long ago
Go for
now.
both. Let's go. Let's go with positives. I think let's go with the positive. No need negative. There aren't too many negatives in my opinion. If
There are a
anything,
couple.
you can. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead. You can drop both. Let's hear you.
Well, Sanchez is a negative, unfortunately. He did not have a good game at all. He did very well that when the ref gave a penalty.
Let me hold you up there. Which
Yep.
is was it really down to the fact that you can say down to him alone? I think the biggest issue was the lack of overlapping runs from Malo Gusto didn't help him quite a lot. But
Well,
let's hear you.
that's his job. Bill. I mean, like Reece James played as the right centre back, so we still had three at the back, so that doesn't make a difference. It's not a problem for me. That's how we normally play. The problem is with Sanchez. We saw the passing again. Him under pressure as Liverpool were pressing, made multiple mistakes. They didn't capitalize on a couple, luckily. But even the goal, I was very disappointed, and that's something I really have strong opinion about. That Jorgensen is much better at. So the Curtis Jones goal. Curtis Jones gets the ball through. Yeah, no one's around him, but he takes a horrible touch. The ball goes way away from him towards the goal, and Sanchez is just still there, still watching. Doesn't even close out. Doesn't come out at nothing. And then when Jones takes that a second touch, even that wasn't very good. He just sort of he didn't open his body like a goalkeeper should open his body to save that. He put his hands down. So I have no idea what he was doing there. In my personal opinion, that was he was very horrible in that situation. That's not what a keeper does in that situation.
I was going to ask you for your ID if you don't find a reason to say Sanchez didn't do well. But go ahead.
Yeah, look, it's not personal. It's nothing. He's had great games. I've said it, but he's always makes those mistakes. But those
And
mistakes
just
come back.
quickly, AB, apologies to you. You used all caps. That was why Nightbot. I think what he did was delete your message. I don't know whether he timed you out. Apologies for that. And Nightbot isn't a human being. Nightbot is a machine. But go ahead, Dante. But nice to see you, AB.
Yeah, look, like I said, the reaction, and that's something he doesn't have. I've from day one I say he doesn't have that IQ, that ball IQ. He doesn't react when he needs to. Doesn't usually come out quick enough. He did really well on that penalty one, though. That one he did really well. I was surprised he got there early. He was a bit clumsy, so lucky his knee got the ball, because otherwise it would have been a penalty. VAR would have overruled it. So lucky his knee got the ball, but I was happy he came out because he normally doesn't do that aggressively. But yeah, the other one he didn't. A lot of bad passes. Yeah, look, he didn't have a good game. It wasn't the worst, but the errors came back, and I just think he should have done much better against that goal. I know Jorgensen would have been out in 2 seconds because that's one of his strengths, his reflexes and his quick acceleration. And what's his name? Jones wouldn't have. That's after he took that first really bad long touch. He would have been out and had that ball easily. In my personal opinion. So I think, look, it's starting to add up with him. It didn't really cost us yesterday that bad, as in he didn't make really bad errors. Like he gave the ball away 2 or 3 times. Could have been really bad. but it wasn't punished. That's what I'm saying. So it wasn't that obvious.
Well, you can argue he's making a lot of mistakes these days.
It's just starting to add up again too much. So yeah, I didn't mind it. Like he made a mistake, he did one pass, but then he had 2-3 really good games in a row. But now it's 2-3 games doing mistakes in a row and not being that solid. So yeah, look, for me, I would make the change. You know, I would make the change a long time ago. But yeah, I would make the change now. I probably Maresca won't. Look, we don't know. He might. We'll have to wait and see. But I would make the change 100%. I think that's a weak link. I think it cost us a little bit in the end today because some of the passes that were coming out from him, how we were moving the ball, we lost a lot of possession from Sanchez's passes. So, yeah, I'm looking at little things, but those little things matter in a game like that because, yeah, once a good save there would have, they wouldn't have won the game. So, yeah, a bit critical on him, but yeah, just holding him to high standards. I want to see a keeper that's keeps it very consistent. Unfortunately, just consistently making these silly mistakes and these brain fades that he's having. I put it down to his IQ. He just freezes in some of those moments. It is what it is. This is who he is. We all know that. But that was probably a negative. The keeper, the other negative again. Colwell had a pretty good game, but again, what's the one thing I keep saying? You keep saying about Colwell. What's the one thing we harp on as a defender? What does he do the worst?
What? Colwell?
Yes. What does Colwell do the
I'd
worst? What
say,
is he bad at?
but he's actually from my observation doesn't shield the ball very well, in my opinion. I
Doesn't
think he's
shield the
actually
ball, and
improved. He's improved on that a little bit this season. But go ahead, maybe you have something else in mind.
he's rash, coach. He's so rash. He
Yeah, he
doesn't.
can be rational, but yeah.
He's nervous. He's a nervous player. He's rash. He doesn't think. He does something first, then thinks about it. He's just
Would
not
it be right to
clumsy.
say
He's
that
not
comes with the
clumsy.
age?
Yeah, it's the age. He's rash. He's very nervous. He's not composed like Tosin was composed. And I know we said Tosin didn't have a really good game, but he actually recovered a couple of really good balls. He was there when he needed to be there and just calmly put his long foot in and cleared the ball. So yeah, he's done. He was rash again, and he cost us again. Look,
Okay.
did he have? Overall, he had an okay game. He had a pretty good game. He wasn't too bad defensively solid. He actually played some good balls out the back as well, which was nice to see. But yeah, just for him being so rash and nervous and just silly, it was a silly. There was no one around. Like he didn't need to do that. Like foul that. That was just a silly, like almost like a schoolboy error. He just put his foot in there. It was always going to be a penalty, even if he milked it a bit. Jones doesn't matter. It was always going to be a penalty.
Mhm.
So
All
yeah,
right,
that's
let's
probably
get a few
negative.
of. That's for the negative. Okay, let's hold you off for the positive at the moment because let's hear about Jay. So he doesn't. So now that we still have him here, if you don't mind, and I'll get a few of what we have in the chat. I
Yep,
hope you
no
don't
problem.
mind. Or
I
are you
do mind,
angry
but that's
already?
okay. For Jay, it's
You
okay.
angry already? Okay. All right. Good day to you too, John Edikachi. Nice to see you. IB's here. Negative Sancho. He needed to be aggressive, not recycle the ball. He wasn't bad in my opinion, but maybe not his day. Let's Palmer. Let's cut Palmer a little slack. It's not his recent prowess. Okay, it's not. It's to his recent prowess that Liverpool made a plan to twat him, and even the mighty football gods too have an average day at the office. He's supreme talent. I think he's a highly talented player, and like I said, probably we expected a lot of him. So even when he does well enough, people don't realize that. But it wasn't his day, and he set the standard, and we'll always measure his performances by the standard he set for himself. It's as simple as that. Overall, we silenced a lot of critics. I think we did. Even Don Hussein, I think he made an apology video saying he was wrong about Chelsea, that Chelsea could finish in the top four. And even though we lost that game, and that's telling. It's that sort of game. After the loss, I was pained because we lost, not pained because we played badly. Liverpool fans need to remember they were the home team, though their tactics didn't align with that. We will get them at the breach when Lavia and James are 100%. This guy is just unknowingly. He, he revealed that he doesn't like Enzo Fernandez. Jean Felix was hugely missed. Yeah, you could argue. I think he will come up big for us. His time will come. We have a squad depth that's crazy right now. Next time we'll have Kukurea back and possibly Victor Osimhen. I'm not saying anything. Oluwafemi, Oladipupo, nice to see you, brother. Ekugbadu, Ekaro, God bless you, my bro. I appreciate you finding the time to be with us. Enjoy yourself. Feel at home. All we ask of you is just to keep it civil. Here, your opinion matters. So thank you so much for that. Let's see what else we have here. He did that too last season. That was why Poch dropped him. Did Poch drop Sanchez? Did he, or
I
did
think he
he get
was
injured?
I think he was injured, and then Petrovic made some good performances.
Yeah, he got injured, and I think I tell you this: had Poch, if we still had Poch, I think he still be started Sanchez over Petrovic, in my opinion. The theme isn't recurring; it's chronic. Wow. That's an agenda, in my opinion. Please go and check out our sister channel. We're starting to do shows there, here and then, release and predict a lineup for all the teams. We're still scouting for panelists, and I think the Bluetooth game will help me a lot with that. We need some crazy, crazy panelists for that. To do always do weekly reviews and all that and previews. Tabejo and I, we've been doing our best, but we need help. And please go subscribe. Thank you so much for doing that, bro. Much love to you. Colwell, for me, is emotional. He still needs it to develop maturity. And yeah, and he's 29, right? Yeah. Yep, his rash times are my New York bro. Keishan, nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well, and I appreciate you finding the time to join us. Thank you so much, Keishan. Facts, Dante, don't tell Dante facts. Sanchez gives confidence to every single opposition, and that's the last thing we need. Notice how Liverpool gained confidence after his Bozo moment. We cannot win anything with this guy. I'm one of those that believe that eventually Jorgensen will become our number one goalkeeper. The Sasti was missed. I think maybe you could argue he was missed. But with Heston, if we're gonna be passing out from the back, I wouldn't say he was missed. The slightest of pressure on him leads to him making silly mistakes. That's probably why he hasn't started. And I've been saying this. He's one of those that's gonna lose. One of the losers under Enzo Maresca. Yep. And usually I defend players a lot. I don't know whether it's something that he can eventually overcome and still become under the pressure, irrespective of how much pressure he has on him. He comes across as good on the ball when he has space to take his time to do whatever he wants. But once there's a player in him, even sometimes it just seems as if he senses that the player is coming at him, he makes silly mistakes. Given how experienced he is, I knew he was in trouble. Jean Felix should have come on instead of Enzo the moment died. But let's see what again, Jean Felix's time will come. I trust Enzo Maresca. I'm not going to question his decisions. The signs are good, in my opinion. I think we have ourselves one of the best managers in the Premier League. And you could argue the fact that he won the manager of the month for September highlights that fact. Second half, Kishan screws. Screw his apology, right? Because he's been killing us. Hello, again, Sami Telecom. I think the lineup wasn't fair enough. Coach was a bit nervous and not good for us. I think he wasn't nervous. He did his job. He knew what we needed to do. And you could argue, irrespective of what you think of that lineup, I think we had the opportunity to score an early goal, but we didn't capitalize on our persistent pressure on Liverpool. He's a content creator, very, very vocal. I'm not sure how was. You could say to some extent provocative, maybe. Liverpool resorted to long diagonals. Yep, because they thought we were going to play with such high line that those diagonals, and it nearly worked. One was with Salah, but Tosin did well enough to ensure he didn't get to the ball. That game was asked for the taking. Diaz did nothing when he came on, even with the mistakes. We could have gotten all 3 points. Yeah. So the signs are good, but it's that sort of game where, again, as I said, I'm not pained with loss. It is the progress that I'm seeing alone makes me happy. I'm not reading that one. Sanchez was injured and Petrovic became the first choice. Yep. So it wasn't like by his mistake. It was just that reminds me of the Kepa Edward Mendy situation when Mendy was averaging one mistake per game and Tuchel didn't even consider dropping him until he got injured. Poch ruining the US men's national team. I'm not gonna say anything right now. Kishan. People gonna check out Ty's YouTube channel. Be sure to subscribe. Let's help him get to 4,000 subscribers as soon as possible. He's getting there. I think Sancho could have been more aggressive in the first half, maybe, but I think the fact that Malagusto didn't overlap that much didn't help. For anyone who's asking, who's saying, is the Scouse version of Iga? Wow. Okay, it makes sense now. Sanchez got injured. Who? Sanchez got injured. Yeah, okay. Victor Ogunbajo, thank you for that, Egbon. And Petrovic took his place and held it even when he came back. Did that happen really? That might have been the case, but I didn't pay attention. Big up to you, AB. Nice to see you. And what else do we have here? Reese has a buzzer moment as well with that second goal. He wasn't perfect, like I said, he wasn't 100%. So Fofana would have been a better fit in my opinion. Maybe, but he makes the rest decisions too. So I'm going to read a few and then get to the very, very, very bottom. So get to Jay to have a speak. The starting lineup was our best lineup. I'm like I said, I'm not going to question the manager, in my opinion. Let's see what else we have here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes do go a long way. A Slot is the real deal. He has Liverpool playing their best defense. Yeah, okay. Maresca forwarded under pressure in the second half. Okay. I saw the still photo of James's positioning where he had two players in front and one behind at the far post. Not sure it was entirely his fault. I'm not blaming him. He was probably concentrating on his hammy. All right, Jay, let's hear you, please. Are you there, Jay? Have you left? We can. Okay, I think was it you Dante
Yeah.
that was supposed to speak about the positives? Oh, Jay, but Jay, go ahead.
Yeah, just wanted to add up on the Sanchez thing that Dante started. I think we need a goalkeeper coach, a goalkeeper that can actually assist us in the long-term goals. Sometimes a world-class or even a decent, enough goalkeeper who had his basics cover will actually make us deal with some of the things where we concede goals right now. The second goal, I know it wasn't Sanchez's fault that the ball actually came. And I think there was a moment between the defenders that even Tosin and Colville both didn't pick the player. But when I think it was Curtis Jones who got the goal. So when he had the first touch, I don't think it was the greatest of touch, and he had the chance to actually come out and actually catch the ball. But what happened was, I think the first incident where he actually gave away the penalty. I think that one event had a role to play in Sanchez's mindset where he didn't wanted to, get out there and make another risky challenge like that. And that is why he didn't actually, he was there, he stuck there on the line and allowed Curtis Jones to take the second touch and had some space to actually put it in the net. So I think another day, another goalkeeper there in his place would have actually caught that ball and we would have survived that goal. And again, as Dante mentioned, the ball playing ability we have been hearing all about. The ball playing ability. We are going to play from the back, and the goalkeeper needs to be good with his feet. But the short balls, the passes that he makes while playing from the back, always there's a sense around the stadium as well. It is in the heart of us fans that there is a bozo there. He is going to make something. So he's not really confidence and showing the confidence to the surrounding defense that he's going to do well with the short balls and even the long balls. The percentage, if you go and look at the stats, I'm not really sure, but I think he makes like one third successful long balls, which is not good as per I see it. So I don't know what he's actually dominating. The short stopping, I agree, but are we really going to continue with this goalkeeper just because he's a good short stopper? Are we going to ignore it? I'm not really sure, but that is the one thing that is again and again on little moments throughout the match. We always, struggle, and maybe in the long term, when we like analyze at the end of the season, I think it will be the difference maker will be like 10 points, where Sanchez could have saved us 10 or 12 points, and that might play a role in deciding our final position in the table. So I'm worried. I'm really worried about this one goalkeeping position.
Yeah, again, I wouldn't say I'm worried because I know how good Philip Jorgensen can be. Um, as much as I believe that Robert Sanchez has improved, I think he's still, yeah, I agree with you that that Boza moment has become a constant thing. And it's become chronic. Just like ID Crisis did say in the chat, Brianna, how you to be. Okay, negatives are set pieces. It reminds me when was the last time we scored off of a corner? Yeah, good one right there. If I don't know who he is, maybe he isn't important. Wow, I that's like your the sort of the sort of comments you see in a rap battle. Someone should please tell Jadon Sanchez to start shooting, please. He should have had a goal. I think on occasions you again we've seen him in positions where the most viable thing to do would be to put in a cross, in my opinion. I haven't seen enough to start complaining. Victor Gumbacho, nice to see you, to start complaining that yeah he's not you could say attempting to shoot enough times. And Victor, nice to see you. Hello, Coach and Dante. I saw your channel on the Ties of Future channel section called Friend, and I don't like Ty. Why would they do that? And I'm quite sure Dante don't like him either. So
No,
why
tie
would
out.
Ty have us there as one of his featured Ty? Who's Ty?
Tie. I
But
don't know who tie is.
yeah, we
Concentrate
don't like
apparently.
Ty. We don't know him, and we don't want to know about him. But Ty is look what he's saying in the chat. But Victor, nice to see you. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Yep, Ty, we do love Ty. Jokes aside, he knows football very well. Produces excellent videos. But school has, you can say, yeah, hasn't allowed him to do as much as he would have loved. But yeah, education is more important, so I'm all for that. Whenever time, very soon, I think he'd have time enough to do to release as many videos as he would like. Friends of Chelsea sessions, really. Still, I don't like time, but thank you, Victor. I'm just joking anyway. I appreciate that. What is Bernardo Cueva doing in training? I don't know. I know he doesn't host barbecues. I think you could argue we maybe from a defensive perspective, maybe I think we've improved. Maybe I'm not sure whether that. I don't know. I think we've improved. We haven't considered too much from set piece. Correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe what we haven't seen is scoring from set piece. But he will coach you how to position yourself, how to behave. But I don't think it's his job to come put the ball in the back of the net for you. Why did we sign Philip Jorgensen? Because it's good. But you don't just in most cases you don't just assign a goalkeeper and drop the goalkeeper you have already. I think eventually he will get his chance. So don't worry. I think he is. You could argue. His what do I call it? What's the language I'm looking for? Audition is his participation in European games. So if he does well enough and the manager sees enough to feel like, yeah, I need this guy in the Premier League, I think he takes his place. Manuel Neuer and Marquinhos on a 1 year contract in January for the experience has us competing. Silva was carrying our centre back all this time. Yep, it'd be stupid not to have seen uh, that even before he left. But I think we need to learn to to live our lives without Silva. We have 10 goalkeepers, yeah, and the young Belgium goalkeeper we signed, the last goalkeeper we signed, I'm hearing that he's top level. He has the talent to become a top level goalkeeper, and yeah, he's doing really really well. Just Ty just shot it. Leave me alone. And Victor Ogubanjo is saying Robert Sanchez is not it's not for big games. I'm guessing. Let's be honest. He lost his swag in big games. Wow. Okay. This was the only game that Sancho played against Liverpool in the Premier League where he didn't score. Really? Hmm. We were so close yesterday, and arguably we're the better team. I'd argue the same. That's according to Tony, and should have won. Yeah, I agree. This defeat feels like a small win compared to the same fixture last season. A small win in the sense that the performance was good. We pressured them for a while during the first half, and overall, I think we were the better side, in my opinion. We just didn't take the chances that came our way. Nemanja Fawole is saying Sanchez needs to be dropped. He's a liability coach. We can get tough for. We cannot get top four with his mistakes, and I missed Cuckoo. We have to beat Newcastle. I think we will beat them. Yesterday wasn't our day, in my opinion. But Dante, let's hear you the positives, right? Before we start looking at the stats and numbers.
Positives. We played pretty
I
good.
was thinking maybe your Walmart internet level connection has broken down again. But
It's there. It's there. It's
go
just
ahead.
keeping up. It's warming. It's getting hot now, so it might turn off any second.
Okay.
The positives. Yeah, look, we played through the press, especially that first 30 minutes. They were pressuring us quite high. Besides Sanchez's poor passes, the rest of the ones, Colwell, Toss, and some of the other guys did very well. James, Lavia was picking up really good positions in between with Caicedo, and that we were, especially Lavia, was receiving balls and yet really turning around, getting out of that press very easily. So we passed the ball really well out of the fence. Like I said, besides the keeper.
Can you just say receiving the ball and not receiving balls?
Well, I'm not gonna do a you, coach. I'm not doing a you.
Get your dirty mind out of the gutter, man.
If I say balls, that'll get you excited. So I don't want that to happen. Yeah, look, that beating that press was really good. The way we played around them. Like I said, James, his passes were really good. They were really strong, and quite long passes. And yeah, he really impressed in that side of the game. Most of our players did. Our midfield was very good. Lavia, Caicedo, very, very good at really getting through that press. So that was a very good positive because Liverpool are good at that. They set up that way to counter us that way. That was one of their tactics, and it worked pretty well. But I think we actually did very well with that. We really beat that press quite a lot. It's just we didn't capitalize when we moved it forward. But in that midfield area and getting around their press, we actually did very well. We played it around the ball beautifully, in my opinion. I think, it was a really good game in that sense. Against a top side that does that really, really well, especially Liverpool this season. Yeah, we
were fearless.
Yeah, we were not scared. We were not scared of them at all. Like I said, we played our game. And Maresca did say that we're not going there to play different. We're going to play our game and we're going to take it to them. And that's exactly what we did. We actually played our game and took it to them. So fair play to the guys. Yeah, most of them played very well in that sense. So I was very happy to see that. Like I said, the final product, just that forward half play. You were talking about Sancho. Yeah, did very well. Got in good one-on-ones. Got around a couple of players. I did analyze him quite a lot. There was nothing much to go to. Jackson was being doubled in the center. There was no one to cross the ball to.
It was crowded.
Yeah, it was too crowded. He couldn't. So he kept holding the ball, trying to turn back. And look, he did turn back that once on Trent and should have been a penalty. But yeah, he could have been a little bit more adventurous in shooting. We do need to see him shoot a bit more when he does turn back, because he got in some good spaces and some good turns. Could have had some good angles to shoot, but he decided not to shoot. So I think he needs to shoot definitely more. But otherwise, he didn't have that bad game. Everyone's saying that he had a really bad game. I saw a lot of people. I don't. I think he did.
No, I don't think he did.
No.
And do you agree that the lack of, you could say, enough overlapping runs, I can't speak, from Malo Gusto, do you agree that they didn't help him much?
That, but also playing two proper DMs. So we didn't. Yeah, we played. Three of them really was brilliant. because Caicedo was quite deep, and so was Lavia. Yeah, so they both sat deep. So we didn't have that extra attacker we normally have. So a couple of times Caicedo went a bit forward. Couple of times I saw that, and Lavia stayed a bit back. And then a couple of times I saw Lavia do it as well. But it was very, like, you can see they were like really looking back. Not it wasn't. It was a bit, they're out of shape a bit, and it was kind of forced. They quickly got back into position, back into more defensive structure. So they were very aware of that. I looked at that quite closely. They're very aware of that. They weren't supposed to really be going forward. So we can't. The only thing we did lack there is then we lacked that extra player in the forward half, and that's why I think we also didn't see that much in that first half, and then start of the second half. But then at the last sort of 20-30 minutes, when Liverpool decided to park the bus because they were so much under pressure, then we did see that a little bit more. When he made the changes, then we obviously Vega came in, and then we attacked a bit more and he pushed another. Enzo came in and he stayed more forward. Then we had an extra attacker player as well. So then that last 30 minutes, they parked the bus. We were all over them the last 30 minutes. So especially the last 10-15 minutes, we should, like you said, we had 2 or 3 really good chances. We just didn't capitalize, unfortunately. But yeah, we had 58% possession, especially in that second half, the last 30 minutes.
And there was one stats that circulating on X that we were the team with the most average, I think, ball where came the metrics mentioned in that particular stat. But just go ahead. I think I should find it, but sorry, I don't want to guess. I don't want to. You could say throw numbers out of my wazoo at people, but go ahead. I'll let you.
Find that if you see, coach. But yeah, look, I was very impressed how we played it overall. We did a very good job. The game plan was solid. Most of the players executed it really well. We were just a bit unlucky, and the referee calls didn't help us at all. So look, I think there's quite a lot of positives, definitely more than negatives. So I was very happy how we played. I'm gutted and very disappointed we didn't get at least a point, because I think we deserved at least the minimum a point, if not the 3 points.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I agree. 1 second, let's see. I gotta say, Sanchez doesn't give defenders confidence. You could argue that, yeah, because the goalkeeper's performance can rob off of his defenders, the players in front of him. Overall, solid performance by us. The rebuild is going in the right direction. You could say less and less negative nonsense on social media. To be frank, Sanchez kept us in the Forest game. I've been impressed with him this season. The overturned penalty was rightly so. Sanchez won the ball clean. Yeah, you could argue there are games when you look at them, you'd realize Sanchez's brilliance was the reason why we didn't lose those games, like the one you mentioned. But we need a goalkeeper to perform consistent, and I don't expect a goalkeeper to be perfect given the way we play, but you want the mistakes to be scanty, for lack of a more specific language, should be okay once in every blue moon, like Nigerians would say, maybe, and not averaging a single mistake per game or 2 games. That's too much. That can be the difference between you not finishing in the top 4.
Coach, just one thing
I was one of those when he made the other mistake the other day. I was one of those that preached, yeah, let's be just fair here. He saved us the other day. But we can't just because he saved us in a single game and then giving him a pass every game if he continues to make mistakes consistently. Were you saying something, Dante?
Yeah, just wanted to add on to that. 100% I agree with you exactly. He's just doing it too often, too much, pretty much every game, to be honest. He's made it. I know he's had really good games, but every game he still had that one pass that was one of our strengths for this season is supposed to be ball retention and playing out from the back, and they had that ball possession, and that's where he lacks the most. So yeah, that's got to be in consideration. But I do trust Maresca, and I think he will make the change because it's inevitable, really.
Yeah, thank you so much for that. Let's see. Type, just go away. Leave me alone. Let's see what I say. I really pray that Romeo Lavia gets fit, and of course James and bro, get your mind. just leave me alone. Our only concern for me was how quiet Liverpool kept Palmer. Hopefully that doesn't catch on. I don't think it catches on. I don't think they kept him quiet. I think what happened just happened because he had spaces to do something. Maybe the crowd in the box made it difficult. I think I think tactically, I think he was also a bit stifled, in my opinion. I think if he had the freedom to drop as deep as usual, irrespective of what's going on, and not, you could say, stay there, I think that would have made a difference. I think the tactics also has bearing on how he performed overall. And once again, I'm going to say this because we expect a lot from him. I think he probably, even when he does well enough, would still say, yeah, that's not good, given the standard he set for himself, in my opinion. And the Blue game is saying we play Newcastle twice in 3 days. This is where our bloated squad comes into play. If we don't slap Ten Hag's out of his job, right out of his job, I might have to dust off my Maresca out, boss. Just go away. I'm gonna block you next. You have a managing. You're a managing moderator, but I have superpowers, and I'll just block you. Sanchez lacks the ability or awareness to know where opposition team players are, and lacks a sense of danger. That is deep, Derek. I think Cuckoo played. Had Cuckoo played, he would have locked up Salah. I think Salah probably we did our best. And William Ferrizola, yesterday the two defenders and goalkeepers were very bad, but okay, the rest I can't read. But nice to see you, Mr. William. I do hope you're doing well. Coach, your thoughts on that Sanchez moment when he passed the ball to the attacker directly in front of him? I'm gonna say this. I was at home with my daughter, and I screamed, "What the heck was this?" How you doing? She started crying. My mother-in-law had to come take her away from me. I said, "Just go watch your game." I'll be with that. Um, honestly, but yeah, that was crazy. I have to be honest. As if you knew that something like that happened. Most touches in Liverpool's box in the last 4 years at Anfield, I think. Okay, I'm not quite sure, but thank you. I think it's something similar to that. But thank you, Satan Yak 24. Nice to see you, bro. Yes, Dean, they have the fewest shots on target too. Yeah, I think we were excellent under them, in my opinion. Difference in the game was we lacked what's in between is during key moments of the game. Physically, we cannot match up with anyone, but that lack of staying locked in for full 90 minutes is a difference. Wow, locked in. Lack of concentration. To be okay. Interpret that just a perspective and answer to your question earlier. Safa is a friend. He's been on Chelsea perspective on occasion during the sale of the club. Maybe I need to just add him to the panelist group so if he has time, he joins on. He's a friend. He's my person. I like how he speaks objectively. Doesn't beat about the bush when he wants to speak his mind. He's one of those that I actually like the most. Yeah, and it doesn't fight you because of your opinion. You present yours, he presents yours, he present his, and if he doesn't agree, when you start talking, like if you say somebody says some nonsense and someone else is calling that person out for some for that nonsense, you see him going like this. So yeah, he's a friend, by the way. Also, I don't know if we are working on headers in training, but it's not working. A lack of set piece of threat is killing us when we cannot break down teams. When we have key opportunities, yeah, we should capitalize on them. So I agree with you. Tebe, Dante out. The Echo Man is in the house, and Igbali out. Really. Palma was not quiet. He didn't have bad game. It's just because of the standard he set for himself. He had a good game. That's what we call a tapping. Welcome to the family, Victor. I appreciate that. I have to question the integrity of a man that displays an AI picture of a player holding a. I'm not talking to you again. Just go away.
He's
Maybe
obsessed.
Fafana and Cowell should. Okay, I was at the Spurs game on Saturday. What am I saying here? It could be worse. We could have Areola in goal. Shocking. Yeah. Shame on you to just go away and leave me alone. Shame on you could traumatize the poor child. Nah, really. I think Houston. Okay, let me just shut up. I don't want to talk about it. Kindly go check out Tibeho's YouTube channel. Be sure to subscribe. Let's help him get to 1,000 subscribers as soon as possible. He's getting there. Look at he's presented the link there. Please go subscribe. Whenever I have time, I'm there. Dante is always there whenever he has time. Ty, we're like a family here, so we grow together. I don't know. Let's get into looking at the numbers. Let's hear your thoughts on what the stats tell us and what else we can learn from it. Chelsea's most rated player is Nicholas Jackson, 7.6. Second, Moses Caicedo. He was good on the day. Malagusa did well defensively. Of course, we'll start looking at their individual numbers soon. And before you can say before that game, both teams were you can say on par in terms of form, honestly. And I think that would be the game with the only game we'd lose for a while. I don't know when we lose the next one. What is our best goalkeeper CB pairing in your opinion? The best CB pairing, Tosin should be there, and Levi Colwell. That's the best we have at the moment. You can't just judge Tosin because of one game and say that's it. Tosin should be there. He's an excellent defender. Goalkeeper for me, I'd say Jorgensen. That is my opinion. Who is Tyson big up to? Victor saying that maybe we should bring Zuma and Terry to come and train our guys how to score. Maybe I think that will come with time. Tosin can score headers, but he hasn't. You can say hadn't played consistently. But let's see what happens. The overall stats. Where am I? Let's see.
Talk about headers, coach. The Vega header.
Mhm.
Oh my goodness. Should have scored that.
Oh, yeah. That's why that's you can argue that's why people are asking the question, what do we do during training sessions? Panathinaikos should be a good game to get this loss out of our system. It's not going to be easy too, but I think we should be on paper. It's a game that we should be winning. Whether we win, that's a question left for the manager and the players to answer. So let's look at the overall stats here. Give me 1 second here. I hope this doesn't take 1,000 years to load. It looks like that's what's going to happen anyway. Okay, with that, there you go. Ball possession, we finished with 58. Yes, 42. That is nothing. Expected goals XG, we finished with 0.99. Okay, just almost one, and they finished with 1.94. If we're going by that alone, I mean, it'd be correct to say, yeah, a deserved win for them. Total shots, 12 for us, 9 for them. Shots on target, 2 for us, 5. They had more shots on target. Big chances, 3 apiece. Big chances missed. We missed 2. They missed 1. Fouls committed, 13. 12 for them. Corners, we had 5 corners. Wow. 5 corners for me, you could argue that's enough opportunity for us to get a goal from, at least one goal from. But we've been poor in terms of scoring from corner kicks. But we've been defending corner kicks better, in my opinion. Anything else you want me to read out here? But let's hear your thoughts on the overall statistics. Would you say it's a deserved win for Liverpool, even though we can all agree we did very well. But let's hear you, Dante.
I'll go to Jacob.
Okay, Jay, your thoughts on the overall statistics? Would you say it was a deserved win for them, or do you think otherwise? But your thoughts on what the numbers tell us?
I want to actually focus on the corner thing and the aerial threat that we,
Yeah, go ahead,
went.
bro. Go ahead.
So as you mentioned that we had 5 corners. If I'm not wrong, I think out of those 5, we took around 4 or 3, maybe 3 or 4, something like that. But still a lot. I think we didn't really put it directly. It wasn't like a crossing corner, right? And I think we played it short and tried to move it with the second player, which is kind of concerning for me because we aren't really even trying to hit it in the ball. While we know that corners is actually a great opportunity to, when things are not working, you can put the ball in, and there's a chance that tall or physical player can put your head or something, and we can get a goal even when we are not when things are not working. While it seems like the players on the pitch try to avoid it sometimes, and they want to call another player and want to take it short. So I'm not really sure how it what's the discussion around it. And the same can be said. Although you're right, we have to give praise to Maesca and the team, because there was a lot of talk about we might and probably will concede from a set piece. As Liverpool, there was a stat that Liverpool are like first in aerial threat, and we were like 18th or something in defending. And they have players like Van Dijk and Konate who have superior height advantage, and we are so poor, as I mentioned, that we are 18th in terms of defending set pieces. So it was obvious that I was actually expecting us to concede from it, and we didn't. So big up to them for really, not really getting exposed in that way. But I'm a bit worried about the corner thing, because we don't even try. It looks like they want to take shortcuts, and there is a lack of confidence. While, as you mentioned, corner is a very good opportunity to get back
Like for
into the
instance, if
game or
Arsenal
even take
gets a
lead.
corner kick, they probably, their fans would probably their hopes of a goal would be 90% plus.
Yeah, so yeah, that's what I want to ask you. I don't know how you see it.
I mean, it's something we need to improve. We need to improve on that, in my opinion. Corner kicks. I don't know why in that case it's different. Usually, see Arsenal how good they are. I think 5 corners and nothing even came close to being a goal in all of them. In most cases, we just start passing it around, and before we know it, yeah, we're actually back to our goalkeeper. Maybe I
Yeah,
have
and
I'm over.
even
Again, we should improve on that. But go ahead before I get to Dante to speak about the corner kick. And then
yeah,
thank you for,
just
you can say, emphasizing on that particular topic. I think it makes sense to talk about it.
And even to add on that corner thing, the all over scenario of the match, the aerial duels where two players were trying to contest for the aerial duels. I think we lost pretty much every aerial duel. I know it's an overstatement to say every, but yeah, I think more than majority
No,
of
but
the ones
you
we
get your
actually
point
lost it.
across effectively.
Yeah, I mean, they're not even trying. Maybe there's a lack of confidence or something, but we need to improve it. That's for sure.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Before I go to Dante, I think, guys, let's see what else we have here. Uh that's my bro in the house, and you don't need to do this for me to read your comment. That's what happens when you do this in alone. I think I saw this, but probably called you Ty. I think so. But that's my bro Ankit from Almighty Blues FC and Almighty Sports Plus. You don't need to do this, bro. It's all love. We've come a long way from fellow content creators to becoming brothers. But he says, Pierre character looking at themselves in the mirror saying, thanks for being you, with hearts popping out of his eyes. Wow, that's a serious description of that. Should I call it GIF or emoji? But thank you, bro. I appreciate you. It's all love, and I cannot thank you for all your support. But you don't need to do this, really, because I totally understand. And you're my bro. I've been away for a while, and you know that. I think probably you haven't seen me, but seriously, I do appreciate you, and you don't have to do this. But thank you. I know it comes from the heart, so I would just take it and say thank you, bro. Much love to you too, and you can always, you know what to do. And people, just to make it easier, I know even if I say he's not gonna do it, but if I say share the link to your YouTube channel, he's not gonna do it. Maybe I should create a command. Click the 3 dots to his name. Click on go to channel, subscribe. Let's help him continue to grow and get to 20,000 subscribers as soon as possible. He deserves that, given all the hard work he puts in. Rich James took like 2 corners well. Okay. The question is, what did we do with it? And that's the question I'm asking. With all the 5 corners we had. Defense. That's Brian Mawoko. I haven't seen you in a while. And Vic is in the house. Vic's nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well. Not Vic's, but Vic. Apologies. Our defenders are vampires. They don't like things lying over their heads. Wow. Victor, I'm learning the sort of person you are, but nice to see you. Have you here. Vic is saying we criticize Poch for the set piece problem and hired a specialist to iron it out. Whoever hasn't helped haven't helped his team so far. I think we've improved in terms of, yeah, now you see why the logos look a bit alike. It does. Honestly, that was why I thought that was Ty, and he already said hello, and I was wondering why is he saying hello again. We criticized Poch for the set piece a problem and hired a specialist to iron it out. Cuevas hasn't helped this team so far. I think I disagree. Not because I don't like you, Vic. You know that already. I think because in terms of defense and defending set piece, I think we've improved. Maybe the aspect we haven't improved, I'd argue, in terms of capitalizing on how many corner kicks we get per game. That's just my opinion anyway. But Dante, let's say your thoughts on whoever not doing this job. That's coming from your enemy, by the way, to be clear.
Vic just wanted to throw the X in there. That's why he has to mention him every stream. So it's normal for Vic. He always does that. About the corner stuff, yeah, I've got a bit of insight into this. So when I played, I was the corner taker. I used to take the corners, and what's one of the strategy we used quite a lot was to change it up, especially if the defense had big tall guys like Liverpool have. They have Van Dijk, Kanate, which are very tall guys. So we played that short corner to me out, and I would make a couple of moves, and then I will cross it in. Now, what that does, and I saw that we were trying to do that. What that does, that moves the defense, we moved out the attackers move, but also the defense moves out of position because they have to move out a little bit. So there is strategy there. I see it. We're trying it. The problem is we're not executing properly. I don't think we're executing properly. That's just my personal opinion, just because from what I see and just my
It
experience.
doesn't look like we take corner kicks with plans.
No, we do. We do. 100% we do. I see a big
Yeah, I'm just saying
change
it
from
comes
last
across
season.
as if we don't. I know of course we do,
Yeah.
but it just
I,
doesn't come across as if that's the case.
I see a massive change from last season. Last season was just, every corner, just first man, pop it in there, and that's it. Yeah, we even in this game, you saw, like you said, Reece James take a couple, then Palmer, and then we changed it up to short. And I can see that's the coaching directive. I see what they're trying to do. When you have big defenders like that, that's what you need to do. That's the problem. Was the execution was not good, but the thought process behind it was very good. That's what you need to do when you have tall defenders like that. You can't have them sit in their positions and the ball comes in. They're there. They're marking a zone. They're going to head it. Those big guys, they're going to head it out every time. You need to play the short ball, move them out a bit. And then they move out a little bit. They move out of position a little bit. Basically, you're getting them to move, not sit in a position still, and that's what you need to do. But like I said, our execution has not been good enough. But I see what they're trying to do. It's very good. It's just I
So
mean,
overall, you've seen improvement.
I've seen a major improvement in that, because what I saw on their RX was every single corner just short, just hit it in, just straight to the first man, and wouldn't even go past the first man. Gallagher used to take most of our corners, and probably 5 out of 8 of them would go straight to the first man, wouldn't even get past the first man. So I've seen a lot of. I see they're trying to mix it up, and they're trying new techniques. They're trying, and I see the forwards, and they're working with it, but they're not aligned, and they're just getting a bit confused. And that ball should be coming in much earlier, but they're taking an extra touch, and that's unfortunately the players we have as well. Palmer loves to take an extra touch. Madueke loves to take an extra touch. Sancho loves to take an extra touch. He's got to drill that into them. No extra touches. You need to one touch and then cross it in. Move the defense, move the forward, move the defense, and cross it in. Problem is we take a bit too long, too many touches, and then the ball doesn't even get crossed in a few times. I looked at it. So I think that's our Cueva, the coach, Sepi Coast, he's working on it. I don't think that we're executing it properly, to be honest.
Yeah, so boo, Vic. Let's say you, Jay. What do you make of this nonsense comment from Vic?
Can you hear me, guys?
Yeah. Do you agree? That's a nonsense comment, right? Please agree with me.
Look, I'm not going to like totally agree with it, but
He doesn't want to pick sides. He just doesn't look out. Go
but
ahead, Jay.
I think Vika has a point as well. If we have hired a specialist coach from Brentford, and I think Brentford were doing really good in terms of the set piece stuff. and that is why we hired the one coach that they had in increasing that metric. And I don't really see a substantial, as Dante mentioned. I know there's a definite improvement, but I don't see any substantial, like, growth that we have been in terms of their, like, Arsenal or City or the big teams. I think there's still a gap between us and those teams, and we are not really
But are
capitalizing
you
on
seeing
the.
signs that were improving in that aspect?
Yeah, there is definitely an improvement because we were on the ground under Poch. So I'm not really sure, like, if that's a big thing to be happy about, because we were really really poor before that. So but there are some improvement for sure. But we need to capitalize more on the opportunities that we get on the on the corners and the set pieces, because if you give those opportunities to Arsenal and any other big side, they will convert it more efficiently and will gain more out of it than what Chelsea do. I think that's a great escape route when things are not working and we are not really getting 100% out of it. And sometimes, even if you forget this match, I think it was the last match against Nottingham Forest, there was the same problem of some of the players not even beating the first man. The corner was literally being pushed away after the first man. So I think there are still some problems out there, and there needs to be a growth and a drastic major improvement needed there. I'm not really happy about the small steps that we are taking in terms of set piece and aerial duels actually, competed and won.
Yeah, I mean it's a
Just to add to
gradual
that, sorry,
process.
coach.
One thing again we can all agree is that yeah, we're seeing progress. We're being better off in terms of defending set piece compared to last season. So I'll take that. It's a gradual. And remember, he didn't join us until after 2 games or three, right? I can't quite remember.
Exactly.
He didn't join us
Yes,
immediately. He didn't
that
start.
is my
Did he
point.
start
Yeah.
the season with us? No, right?
No, he came a little bit late, and that's another big point. It's very early. It's like we're only seven,
Yeah.
8 games in. It's very
But
early.
of course, Jay has
So
to be a nice guy and be on Vic's side.
he's trying to be nice. That's no, that's fine. It's his
Yeah.
opinion. It is a bit early, and he does. We do have a bigger squad. Even if say we don't, we do have a better. We do rotate a lot of players, so he's working with a lot of players. And set pieces, people think that uh, they get trained a lot. Don't work that much on set pieces. It's not one of the ones they look at that much. The players are not into them either too much. Most players don't really appreciate that set piece art, especially more technical players. They just don't, and we have a lot more technical players. We don't have guys that are aerial. So yeah, that's also that's also a factor as well. So I agree. We definitely need to improve it and work more on it. But I can see that there's a lot of variation, and I see what they're trying to do, and what it's just the execution hasn't been good enough. And yeah, I think it will improve. It's very early,
Um,
and he did come in a bit late
Dante,
as well, like you said, Coach.
yeah. Just to add
Mhm.
on that, Dante, I want to, like, ask a thing. I have a little, concern that we might not be able to, there's a threshold of improving set pieces, and we might not be, like, getting over that point due to the lack of physicality and height in this current squad. I don't think we can improve to after a certain point. Do you also agree with that, or you do think
I
this is
think
a
I
thing that
agree.
can be improved?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
and
think
that's
I
why I
agree.
said we have more
The
technical
average
players that are
height,
not
you can
aerial.
say. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, we have most of our players are technical guys. They're not that aerial. They're not aerial. We don't have name me aerial beast in our team that we have guys that are very good in the air that always attack the ball, go for headers. We don't have those type of players. Probably Vega is one of those more, but he doesn't get in that position long enough. But he is one of those guys. He does likes to attack the ball quite aggressively. But we do not have those players, especially attacking players. In Kunku, Jackson, that we don't have those. Sancho, Palmer, none of them are those type of players. They're not aggressive aerial players. We don't have that profile. So, yes, we're never going to be that good at it, and that was my point. We have the more technical players. Yeah, we don't have that. Yeah, and then those players are not that interested in those set pieces, doing too much and getting. They don't love that stuff that much. I just know from my experience, I always found that that's the case. So, yeah, there's a few ways to look at it, but that's just my personal opinion on it.
Yeah, and the truth remains the average height of the team. You can say the overall height of the team defines how much we can improve set piece wise, in my opinion, because you can do more than what you can say nature may be. It says you can, in my opinion. Victor saying compared to Arsenal, City, and Brentford, I think we got the wrong set piece coach, a specialist from Brentford. Just go away, man. In how many games? All our attackers take too much touches in the box. So that seems supporting what you were saying, Dante. Kishon there supporting what you were saying. And by the way, Kishon is going around blocking people. Did you see how
Yeah, Keyshawn, stop blocking people, man.
Yeah, I think I saw him what show was that, and I said, Kishon, please don't block me. And he said, please, coach, stop. All right. Did you see how Liverpool players celebrate a Slobozai's block of Cole Palmer's shot? They were actually scared of our attack, and Viega should trim his hair because he lost that clear hair because of it. Wow. Let's see what else we have here. Yeah, of course you have to like Jay because he second your opinion. Yep, Dante, go away. All right. On a separate note, Nunes versus Vadia Shile. That is one heavyweight fight I will pay for. Vadia Shile on his day, I think Nunes will outmuscle him. Vadia Shile he's an intelligent player, reads the game very well, but in terms of physicality, I think from what I know, in my opinion, I think Nunes will beat him. But what gives me hope is that even with an empty net, Nunes will still balloon the ball. Unfortunately, I don't know whether that improves later on in his career, but he does everything very well, but be efficient in front of goal. Unfortunately for him. So Dante, the players. I think we still have a few more minutes before we round off. The players. What player would you like us to talk about? We'll look at the players' numbers, then you start talking about them. Then we'll go to Jay. See all of them there. Which of them?
I can't see the small screen, but it doesn't matter. I can pretty much,
Go
I
get your
think.
glasses.
Well, if we're pointing out, like I said, positives in that the best players on the field, you would have to look at Lavia.
Okay, who you want us? I'll just read out the numbers. You can hear me, then you can talk
Lavia
about them.
was very, very good,
Let's
especially
look
for
at
his
his numbers. He's
minutes
finished
played.
with 6.9 rating.
Yeah.
He was taken off in the 53rd minute.
Yeah, for the minutes
He
he played,
played
I thought he was
how many minutes?
exceptional.
53 minutes. Sorry?
Yeah, for the minutes he played, I think he was exceptional. He did everything
No,
you
he
would
was excellent.
expect from that
Yeah, I think
position. Perfect.
you could argue the manager was just being cautious anyway.
It was a
I know
plan.
in
Yeah, it
this
was a
format,
clear plan.
yeah, in this format, it will be a bit difficult for you guys to see what's going on the screen. Sorry about that. He played 53 minutes. Accurate passes 21 out of 22, and you could argue not a lot of them were safer option passes, in my opinion.
It was all under pressure.
Um,
Yep.
yeah, all under pressure. Yeah, so he did very well. Touches 34, successor dribbles 3 out of 3. We've always known he's a much better dribbler than Enzo Fernandez and Moses Casado. They each have something that makes them different from the three of them.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. Passes into the final third one. That's because, like you've highlighted, he was deployed to be more defensively minded to mitigate the maybe not to allow the Liverpool midfield too many defenses and chances, and it worked. Tackles 1 out of 250%, not bad. Interceptions 2 in total. Defensive actions 4 in total. Recoveries 2. Dribbled past 1 time. Duels won 6. Duels lost 2. Ground duels won 5 out of 7, 71%. That excellent. Aerial duels won 1 for a guy like him. I don't know how tall he is, but I'm quite sure he's not tall. Correct me if I'm wrong.
He's short.
Yeah, he had an excellent game, honestly. But let's hear you, Dante. What do you make of his performance overall?
Yeah, I think he was. Yeah, it was a very standout player for me, especially that first half. The minutes he played, especially, he was very, very good. It's a shame he had to go off, but it was planned from before. Maresca did say that, and I could clearly see it myself for him and James, exactly the same. And you need to do that. You need to manage the players. That's something we didn't have under our ex, and it cost us quite a lot of the time. So um, I'm fine with it. No problem there. Yep, he was excellent. I said he did pretty much. I can't remember one bad thing he did. He did everything exceptionally well.
That was, I think, at one point I thought they were going to get the ball from him, but he escaped the space.
He escapes. Him
Yeah,
and
very, very.
Caicedo both. Caicedo probably because he did it most of the game. He took off. He took over Lavia's role even more when Lavia went off, and Caicedo
And
did even
surprisingly, in
better.
Casade's case that day, if you remember, he usually doesn't do this well after an international break.
No, he doesn't. But he had more freedom, coach. He had Lavia right next to him all the time, and the player inverting as well. So we had the midfield was super tight. It was very, very solid. Liverpool didn't get through the midfield at all. That's not where the goal came from. Curtis Jones did score that goal, but that, like I said, that was James just completely shutting off, letting him run, just watching him and just letting him run when he was all alone. That was the only occasion, but otherwise we completely shut down. I think Liverpool's, especially their attacking wise, defense, the mids, Szoboszlai and that he was pretty much a ghost. He was just doing defensive duties. Yeah, they had nothing from there. So we dominated that midfield area by far. We had the best players there. So yeah, good plan, worked well. When we changed it. We changed it more positive the last 30 minutes, and we dominated even more. We should have got the result there, but I think the plan was very good from beginning to start, in my opinion.
Yeah, he was. Jay, for you, what player would you like? Which of the players would you like us to look at? I'll read out their numbers for you, and you go ahead and talk about them. What do you have in mind?
Yeah, I'll not argue otherwise. I think the midfield was the best part for us yesterday, and I was really impressed by Moises Caicedo's performance. I think he was absolutely relentless, like covering every spaces, running everywhere, going into tackles, winning a lot out of them, and his work rate was phenomenal. I think it was, if we end up getting something out of that match, maybe a point or a three, even after victory, I think that was a contender for man of the match performance for sure. Clear, I think he was clear. I won't say that Livia was far away. He was also really good. Taking into consideration that he's coming back from an injury and only played the City game. He hasn't had like a lot of games in his bank as well. So very impressive from Lavia and also James. But I think Moises Caicedo was the best player on the pitch for Chelsea yesterday. I'm really, really impressed by this guy, and it looks like, you know, his worth. I know we'll always have the argument that 120 or whatever we paid for him is a little too much, but I think he is justifying with each match that is coming. He's improving rapidly, and he's standing out there. He's really midfield used to be that part where opponents used to bypass us, and there was a lot of space. I think this guy is actually being the force that now the opponents are going to worry about, and they'll have to think about before playing Chelsea. He's that type of a standout player. I'm really, really impressed by Moises Caicedo.
I
Yep, man of
am
the match,
impressed, I have
definitely.
to say, and as I've mentioned, especially after an international break, because my complaint about him and Bobby's too uh, has always been that usually it takes him time to recover from international breaks. But he was just brilliant. It didn't look as if he traveled, and so he played 90 minutes. He got one assist from. Yeah, from that deep, good vision there to pick out Nicholas Jackson. Accurate passes 43 out of 52, 83%. That's excellent. And just like the case of Romeo Lavia, also most of them were in tight spaces also. So he did very well. Let's move on. Expected assist 0.32, not bad. He created two chances also. XG plus X expected assist 0.32. Fantasy points, we don't need that. Touches 63 in total. Touches in opposition box 2. Successful dribbles 1 out of 1. Passes into the final third 10. That's high, in my opinion. I get it. Liverpool at some point started again, did defend deep for a while. Accurate crosses, okay. He didn't attempt any. Accurate long balls, 2 out of 4. Not bad. 50% is fine. Dispossessed twice. Tackles 1 out of 1. Defensive actions, 3 in total. Recoveries 4. Duels, he won 5 duels. Lost 4 duels. Grand duels 1, 5 out of 9. 56%. The aerial duels 1. Didn't attempt any. Was fouled 3 times. Fouls committed 2 fouls. He had an excellent game. Dante, you want to talk about him?
Yeah, I agree with what Jay said. Yeah, overall, he was the man of the match probably for us. He like I said, he took over Lavia. When Lavia went off, he took over that role and was amazing at it. Yeah, probably one of his best, as in under pressure and turning away from players and getting out of tight spaces. That was one of his best games I've saw that second half. He did exceptionally well. So yeah, the assist was very good as well, of course. And yeah, he would have been our man of the match most likely. So yeah, I definitely agree. Yeah, like I said, those two bossed that midfield. They were terrific.
Yeah, he was. And Shafadin, nice to see you, bro. I do hope you're doing well. I hope I've added you to the new group. More importantly, I do hope you're doing well. Let's talk about this quickly. Would it be correct to say that Tosin was taken off because he was on a yellow? Or do you think there are
Yeah, I
other reasons?
think that yeah, that played a part in it, in Maresca's thinking, especially the way the yellow was. He took the yellow as well. So yeah, I think that definitely played a part. Um, we saw a couple of, like I said, he cleared a couple of really good balls. He got his foot in it right at the last second,
Hmm.
and that Maresca would have seen that, because
That's
that's
just
one
that
split
he made a
second. There
lot
would have
of
been
good
a yellow for him, a second yellow.
clearances.
Yeah, so but they were very close. The two I remember, they were very close. Like split second, he just put he's got those big long legs. He put them out, and he just got the ball. But yeah, those Maresca was looking at that. One little mistake there was just a millisecond wrong, and it would have been another yellow, and it would have been off. So I think that definitely played a part in it.
Yeah, so he made a lot of good clearances and not play a lot of balls.
Yeah, balls, coach, balls.
Yeah, why is he emphasizing, a lot on the balls? I don't understand
Uh,
what's
Jay,
going
leave
on.
me alone. Jay, let's hear your thoughts on Tosin. I think he did well, but usually it's a Chelsea thing that the moment a player makes a single mistake, that's it, he's a bad player. But let's hear your thoughts. Do
Yeah.
you think the fact that he was on the yellow was partly the reason why he was taken off? I think he had a good game overall.
he
He
only made
finished
that one
with
mistake.
6.3.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
only made one
But
mistake. That Jota. That's the only mistake he made all game.
but let's hear you, Jay.
Yeah, I think you're right that people are kind of jumping the bandwagon and getting on his back and like criticizing. I think it's just one match and he wasn't like a lot very very bad. He was decent in my eyes. I was a little disappointed because of course I rate this player a lot and I hope for a better outcome or a better performance. Again, I repeat, he was not bad, but he was decent. And in my expectation, he's a little too experienced for Premier League, and I expected better. But I think the yellow card as well as the occasion of the Anfield, I think that got to him. And he was a little bit nervous, as you mentioned, the mistake. And I also think that the Curtis Jones, I think the whole back line, a multiple of defenders from the Chelsea, because none of them actually, saw the run of the player and they totally failed in marking him. So everyone was at fault. So I think Tosin could have also done a little better there. So there were these two or three mistakes, but I think he improved as the game progressed. He improved himself in the second half. But yeah, I won't jump the bandwagon and say like he's a bad player or he's not going to help us at all. I think he's a very decent player, really experienced one, and he can help us. I think he should still get some chances, and he will prove it.
Yeah, thank you so much for that. I think the yellow card, in my opinion, it's partly the reason why he was taken over, and there are all the tactical reasons. But that, Coach, I only hope that Liverpool haven't inadvertently taught the world how to neutralize Palmer. I don't think so. Like I said, Palmer wasn't really neutralized; it was just a bad day for him, in my opinion. And tactically, I think that the approach in that game had a hand in how uh, had a hand in his overall performance. So big up to you to Shafadin. I've said hello to you. Coach, just moving like Gala dog, just chasing what. I'm not gonna read that. Just leave me alone and don't talk to me again. Victor is saying, I'm gonna just interpret this as a dim fit. I think Victor is talking about Dante, not me. He's telling Dante, what's with the emphasis on the balls, bro? Let it read. All right. We're still far behind the top three. We know.
Yeah,
But
right,
I
coach.
think
Talking about you. Come on.
Nabil Masri, Nabil, I think the progress I've seen so far makes me happy. Even after the first three games, yeah, I realize we have hired, you can say, the man for the job, the right man for the job. Honestly, I'm not gonna even preach we need time. I think we'll finish a lot better than a lot of people expect. In a position a lot of people don't expect us to finish this season. And mathematically, we're actually still tied to contenders. It's not bad, quite bad yet.
Oh God,
Um,
come on, don't do that.
I'm not saying mathematically. Remember, I said mathematically. We're still there. Yeah, 7 points behind Liverpool.
Of course we are. Yeah,
That's not
it's
bad.
true.
Yeah, mathematically we're still.
I'll give him
But of
that one.
course, Jay he had to fight me.
Come on.
Dante, anything else you want to say?
I'll give you that one. Mathematically, we're definitely still in the title race. 7 points is nothing. It's a long season, but yeah, you're stretching it. But I'll give you that one. That's fine.
Okay.
Nah,
But other than that, what you want to talk about before we call it a day?
Look, we've covered pretty much everything, Coach. Unless there's something else, something that's come up, but we've covered everything. Like I said, yeah, disappointing we didn't get at least a point. I think we deserved a point, and even if we
Yeah,
could have
I
even
agree.
got the 3 points, but at least minimum a point. If you remember, I said the last show as well before you took your long break. I said we just need to get at least a point, get out a point of that. That will help a lot. But look, the performance is still very good. I know we lost, but the performance is good. It's a very, for me, it's still a positive where we are in our rebuild and how we're going. It's a positive the way we played and how good Liverpool have been this season as well. So we've actually took the game to them, played very well. So even though we lost, I'm still looking forward to the rest of the games and the rest of the season. I think, like you said, I think I still have us pinned in for that number 4 spot.
Yeah, I think we can. I think we can. Jay, anything else you want to say?
No, coach. I think we've done very much. I'm really looking forward for the next game. I think it's Panathinaikos or something like that. So yeah, hopefully we can redeem ourselves and get the morale back.
Yeah.
The points are important so that we can focus on the Newcastle game more. I think it's a good opportunity. And yeah, overall, I'm happy, really happy. Let's move forward. And I want to advise you to be a little sensible. You're focusing a lot on meat and balls. I don't know where you're going.
Well, you had to bring meat into it, right? But thank you,
He
Jay.
does this
Much
when he's
love to you.
tired,
Always nice
Jay.
to have you
When
on
he
the
gets
panel.
tired,
Uh,
the balls come up every time he's tired.
Damn, I've heard enough.
And I want to say thank you to Jay. I appreciate you. Thank you to Constantine Dantu, the captain of the house. Much love to you. I cannot thank you enough. It's been an excellent discussion. And thank you to Nabil Nasri. Thank you for joining us. Thank you to Victor Gumbajo Egbon, my brother Badu. I appreciate you. And the blue to forget. Much love to you. I appreciate you. Good to see that you're getting the chuckle out of what Dante is doing with whatever I don't want to say here. Shafadinho. Nice to see you in the Bluetooth again. I be all of you. Vic, my bro. Much love to all of you. And Keisha the New York, bro. If I missed your name, apologies. And Ty was here also. Ty, thank you. And my bro, Ankit from another mother, my Indian bro, was also here. Tobeho was also here. Much love to all of you. And if I missed your name, apologies. I'm only human. And I'm not going to play the closing music or whatever you want to call it, outro. That's because in this format, I have nothing prepared for it. So thank you. See you guys tomorrow for another Blue Morning Show. God bless us all and cheers.